previous video, part 1, I covered how to get started with EdPuzzle. In this video, part 2, I'm going to cover how we can find videos to assign to students and how we can edit them, both for length and also adding some of those check for understanding or those comprehension questions in. So stay tuned. So for this video, we're going to dive a little deeper into EdPuzzle, and I'm going to show you how you can find videos, edit them, and assign them to students. So in my first video, part 1, I went over how you set up your account and you link it with Google Classroom. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that video and you're new to EdPuzzle, I suggest you go back to that video and make sure you watch it so that, everything is set up the way that it needs to be for part 2. So if you've already done that, you go to your home page and this is really what you see. So yours is actually going to be a little different depending on the subject that you teach. Since I am a science teacher, they're showing me all the videos that are trending in science. One of the best things about EdPuzzle, and as more people use it, it's going to become easier and easier and easier, is that whenever a teacher either at your institution, so whatever school you teach at, or a teacher anywhere takes a video from the internet, edits it, and embeds these check for understanding or these comprehension questions, you kind of have access to it. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So just on my homepage, these videos are trending in science. What you'll see are let's just say 4 important parts to the video that's shown to you in this little clip here. So the first thing you're shown is the length of the video that's used. The second thing that you have here, it kind of looks like a dart or like a map marker. This actually lets you know that there are 7 questions or notes or things that were added to this video. So for this video, it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, and there were 0 things that were added, 0 questions, 0 notes. It tells you what the title of the video is, and these video titles I'm going to show you can be changed. And it also lets you know who is the teacher or who is the educator that actually used this video and edited it in this manner. So you're going to be able to find any videos really from any teachers, but for me personally, since we have almost 100, I think last count was like 147 teachers at our school that were using that were using EdPuzzle. And so I can search through content from my school. Now, what this means is that any teachers that were linked to our institution that took a video either from YouTube or Khan Academy, where, a TED Talk, and put it through the EdPuzzle platform and modified it, whether they cut it down in length, whether they added questions to it, I would be able to see that video. So I know not only science teachers are going to watch this, I'm actually just going to say, okay, for the sake of, this video, I am a history and social studies teacher. So what I'm actually going to see here is that there are videos that were done by Miss Carol. There's videos that were done by Miss DiGianni. And it's showing me the exact same information I saw on that homepage, right? Miss Davidoff might have edited or assigned this video to her students. And I can see those same 4 pieces of information. I can see how long the video is. I can see how many questions or notes were added to the video. I have the title of the video, and then I also see who was the person who modified or edited in order to give to students. I can change what the subject is. Let's just say I want to go to math, right? So it's showing me the same information. And this was actually a huge lifesaver. I mean, as a science teacher specifically, we follow kind of the same course schedule. So I'm able to see, okay, there are chemistry teachers that are listed here. I have Miss Alvarez, I have Miss Goldstein. And what happens is, oh, wow, I know I'm covering isomers in 2 days. So I could go over here and look on YouTube and look on EdPuzzle, and try and find a video. Or I can say, oh, wow, Miss Goldstein is 2 days ahead of me. I want to see what she assigned to her students, right? And you know what? I'm just going to do that. So I click on this video here. I have the option of watching the entire video, absolutely. But on the right-hand side here, it actually tells me, okay, at this part of the video, so at 3 minutes and 59 seconds, that's what this means here, there are a number of multiple choice questions that the students have to answer in order to move on. And then what I can actually do is I can edit these questions. Okay, and now you'll see before it said that Miss Goldstein was the owner of this video, but now it says my name. I'm the owner of this video because I just copied it from her.
Let's draw 2 new examples. So what if I put C, some hydrogens around here?
So I saw that first question and I'm not really sure if that's something that I want to assign. So what I want to do is I want to edit the video. When you just copy it, you're saying the exact same way that they edited the video, that they embedded the questions, that's the way that I want to give it to my students. 9 times out of 10, I change the questions just because, you know, some of them I'll keep if they're really good questions, and other ones, maybe my students aren't struggling so much with this, so I want to put questions at a different part. So what you can actually do here is on the left-hand side, it's showing you all of the questions that were embedded into this video. And these were all multiple choice questions. So I'm just gonna go there. And if I wanna edit this video, I'm gonna choose this little pencil marker here. And I'm gonna say, I don't like this question. I'm gonna delete it out and I'm gonna ask my students, you know, what is the color of the marker the speaker is writing with? You know, just for the sake of having a new question. And, you know, I have what my options are here. So it's red, it's green, it's blue, or it's yellow. Okay, so previously, before I edited this question, you know, answer choice D, or the 4th one, was correct. But now that's not correct, right? So I'm actually gonna change that to be wrong, and this is now the right answer, right? Because she's writing in blue. So I'm gonna save this, and now, when we go up here, we'll see that first question that was on the video previously has now been changed to the question that I want. So that's one way that you can just go in, take some videos that are already made and cut, and, you know, cut yourself down on a lot of work here and then assign it to students. I'm going to show you another way that you can find and edit these videos. So let's just say, you know, in your department, you don't have a lot of people who are in our school who are using EdPuzzle, or you just want to find something that's completely, you know, like something that's not shown here. You can use popular channels like EdPuzzle is actually just all of the teachers that have, the educators that have put videos or edited them on EdPuzzle. They're all here. Or you can say, I want to go through YouTube and I know what the title of the video is that I want to show my students. So one of the videos that I know I want to show my students, it's called Dimensional Analysis. And this is it. It's a Tyler DeWitt video. This is the one that I want to show my students. So I click on this video and I can see that it's 12 minutes and however long, but I kind of ruined the surprise by scrolling down too quickly. I actually have, or EdPuzzle does for me, is it actually lists here all of the ways in which these videos were edited by other educators. So this educator here, Brianna Guerrero, instead of having the full video at 12 minutes and whatever seconds, they cut it down to 12 minutes. They embedded 9 questions, and then they put in 2 audio notes. And you can see here all of the different versions. For some teachers, they probably only wanted to show a specific small part of the video, maybe for reinforcing a concept or an idea. So this person here cut it down to only 3 minutes and 35 seconds, and then they had 3 questions. Well, let's just see. I want to see what version or what edits that they made. So I'm able to watch the video here. I'm able to see what the questions are. And if I like it, all I need to do is press copy. And then I get a copy of this video with the questions added the same way that this educator, Patrice Calhoun, assigned it to their students. So let's just say I don't like the way any of these people edited the video. I want to do it on my own. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to press this edit button. And here is where I can do all of the fun things. I can change the title of the video if I want. I know some teachers like to have them in sequence, so they'll say, you know, homework number 52, homework number 53, so that students can keep track. This first option that they have here is for you to cut videos. So I've watched it and I saw that, the middle part of it, he's talking a lot, but my students, we already know that. I really just want to get to this part where we're doing the miles to feet. So I can say that instead of having the entire 12-minute and whatever video, right? The total time now is being cut down to 6 minutes and 47 seconds. So that's an option I can have to cut the video. You can do a voiceover here. I guess they're not allowing voiceover? Huh, that's interesting. I guess for his videos, he's not allowing voiceovers to happen, but I have seen this option available on other videos, so it might just be something that they're complying with for Tyler DeWitt's videos. This one is by and far the one that I use most often are the questions. So I'm watching the video and I want my students to watch the video, and let's just say right around here.
The other conversion factor that we're going to write is we just take this and we flip it. So
I want my students, before he shows them what the answer is, I want my students to be able to tell me what the answer to the question is, right? So I can either add a multiple choice question. These are graded automatically, and I tend to put, a fair number of multiple choice questions in the videos themselves. You can also add an open-ended question. So this would require students to type out what they're thinking. You can also put these at the beginning of a video in order to get students generating questions. I also like to put open-ended questions at the end of the video where I have students tell me what they learned, what's their biggest takeaway, and something that they're, if there's any part of the video that they're still confused about, so that I can take that information and then, use that to drive my instruction for the next lesson. You can also include notes here. So sometimes I'll watch a video and maybe something that they're saying, is a word that we really haven't covered yet, or it's a concept that maybe we're covering next week. I'll put a note in there and I'll say, hey, don't worry about this right now. Miss Mosley will be covering this with you next week, Or if they're using a term that we don't use very often, I might put a note in there and say, okay, this is what that means. In class, you'll hear me say this word instead. And that's just like a quick little pop-up that lets students know, okay, as I'm watching the video, there may be something weird here, but, Miss Mosley has already addressed it, so I'm not going to, freak out about it. So I can add a multiple choice question here, just the way I showed you when I edited Miss Goldstein's video. I can type whatever the question is. You can also, guess what? You can put pictures in here. So if you have an assessment that, is like a standard assessment for your discipline, I know Regents, right? You can embed a Regents question in here and just, say what the options are. And I love here that they have an equation part because especially as a science teacher, and I know the math teachers are going to agree with me here, being able to actually type out equations is a lifesaver because it's actually going to appear in the correct way for students. So that's one way. You can also change the question. If I'm typing it and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to give my students options. I want to have them just write out what their answer is. This is what you would do. So I want to say, how can we use dimensional analysis what are ways in which we use dimensional analysis in our everyday lives? And that would be an open-ended question. It's not going to auto-grade it for me, but this would pop up. Students would have to answer it, and then I would be able to check their responses later on. So I'm just going to add, I'm going to fast forward here, and I'm going to add a multiple choice question. I'm going to say, what color is Tyler DeWitt's shirt? And I'm going to say it's red, it's green. I'm going to add another answer choice here. It's pink or it's blue. I'm going to indicate what the correct response is. And the thing I love about this is that I can't save this question because none of these have a green check mark. So I'm saying pink is correct. Now it's allowing me to save this question here.
Figuring out how to do.
Okay, and then I'm gonna add one more at the end of the video, and this is gonna be an open-ended question. What is your biggest takeaway from this video? Is there anything covered that you didn't understand? Okay, and that's going to be the open-ended question at the end. Okay, so I've added my 3 parts here. I can see them on the left-hand side. I'm going to click finish. Okay, and here it does allow, it gives you the option to say you want your videos to be public, or you can say you want your videos to be private if you don't want to share any of the videos that you've created with other teachers. Personally, I leave them public because I feel if I'm taking from other teachers, I should also give back, like add into the pot so that we can all crowdsource from one another. Once you have this here, you can continue to edit it. You can duplicate it. And one of the reasons you would want to duplicate it is maybe you have 2 sections of the same class and you're using this as an assessment. I would want to have my questions in the same places, but I might want to change the numbers around, or I might want to change, what the questions are so that I can assign 2 separate versions of this assessment to my classes. You can delete it if you're like, I'm not going to use this anymore, but I'm just going to go up here to the assign part. So it gives you options, the classes that you've already set up, who you're going to assign the video to. I'm going to assign it to my demo class. And then we have some options over here, and I'm going to take a few minutes to go over them. So you can actually set up videos. Let's just say on Sunday, you find all of your videos and you're going to assign them for the entire week. I can say that, okay, for this particular video, I don't want students to have access to it until Monday, August 24th at 12 a.m. The video will open and it will add to Google Classroom. I'll show you how to do that later. And then once the video is open, I only want students to have 3 days in order to finish it. So I'm going to change what the due date is. Oops, sorry. I'm going to say it's due on the 27th. And then I can also change the time. I can say I want it due at midnight, or I can say I want it done at 10 p.m. And I'm going to save that. Now, these options here, this allows you to prevent skipping. And I highly suggest if you're going to assign videos to students, you turn this on, because that makes sure that students are not allowed to skip to the questions, answer them, and then click done. If you want students to watch the entire video, definitely turn this on. You can also turn on closed captions. I do that for my students just because some students will have it on mute and they're watching what they say. It's an option where the students can put it away or take it on. So I always put closed captions on. And then the last part here is we want this posted on Google Classroom. And what that means is that when this assignment opens for my students, it will automatically put the assignment into Google Classroom. So I'm going to actually change these dates to today. And I'm gonna say, instead of being due, I'm gonna say, let's do it on the 20th. Okay, I'm gonna change that because I want you to see what it looks like when it's posted on Google Classroom. So I assign it. And so now this is what I see, okay? I see that I have one student who hasn't watched the video. They haven't turned anything in. Of course, I just assigned it. So now I'm going to go to my classes. Oh, what did you? Now, this assignment was automatically posted onto the Google Classroom here. And now we can see it's the EdPuzzle. It's called Converting Units with Conversion Factors. Okay. You can change the point value here the same way you do with any assignment on Google Classroom. But I didn't have to put a link. I didn't have to, force it to go over. It automatically posted it on Google Classroom. So now we have here, I'm just going to go back to my classes here so you can see it's due Thursday at 10 p.m. So now I'm the teacher and I'm going, oh no, my students are emailing me and they're saying they need more time. So in this page, I can actually change it. I can say, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give you guys one more day. So instead of it being due on August 20th, it's due on the 21st. I'm gonna save that. And now I have the option to update it on Google Classroom. So I press this button. And now I'm gonna go over here to my classroom. Oops. It should have updated. Let's go here. Oh, there we go. Now it's due on Friday instead of being due on Thursday. So really, once you've linked your EdPuzzle with your Google Classroom, it kind of does all of the nice work for you. Once you have the video, once you've edited it in a way that you want to assign to students, you really only have to work within this platform here. So that's it for part 2, this video that was designed to show you how you can find, edit, and assign videos to students on EdPuzzle. If you want to look at how we can easily grade EdPuzzle videos and then also check for progress with students, please stay tuned for part 3, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.